Last episode, I made a promise. I said, you will be surprised how little code is actually inside an MCP server. Today, we are going to test that claim. Not too many slides, not too many diagrams, real code, a real MCP server running on your local system. And here's my prediction. By end of this episode, you will realize that building an MCP server is probably easier than writing the tools that we have built in the episode 4. So let's find out. Hey everyone, welcome back to the series. So in this series, we are building AI agent from scratch, first learning the concept and writing the code later. And in the last episode, we have learned about how agent discovered tools, how server exposed tools, and how the protocols works. Very basic. But today, in the last one, we said like we have this MCP as a black box. Today we will open that box and let's find out. So for creating MCP server, we are going to use this library uh, fast MCP, we'll use the latest version v3. And how to install it into your system? First, we will run this command, pip install fast MCP into your maybe terminal or notebook. By running this will easily install in under 1 minute or just take 1 minute. And you will be have this library SDK running into install into your system. And first, we will check what is the version we are having, just fast TP version. We are using this latest version 3.3.4. Now, understand how we are going to run it, import it. So we will simply run this Python line from fast MCP into fast MCP. That's how this entire sort of MCP protocol is handled by this SDK. And we will just import it. After importing, how we are going to create a server. We will run this simple line MCP equal to fast MCP and what is your server name. The server name help your client, the AI client, the agent or OpenAI client that we are going to build, help it how my client is going to discover this server. Very simple line. We will create it. Now, okay. There are few things we need to define it. Our server is there. Our server is started. Now their server needs the tools. Which tools the server is going to execute. So in previously we were just defining a JSON schema, lot of things, and like how to get the structure output. There are multiple things that we are defining. But today we'll understand by this library how this simple one line or couple of line we are going to avoid. There is no protocol code, no schema, no JSON, just simple Python, and the my tools will be added. So this is a simple this decorator. This decorator tells my server, MCP server, like you need to use this function as a tool into the server. So this is the function we define, say hello, very simple. And this doc string is going to tell my server or and my OpenAI client what is the tool description. Simple, you don't need to write the JSON like tool name, tool description, anything. This thing will do all the work that you are doing in large number of files or codes that we are doing it previously. How to define it? It's done. So my tool is added to my server. Now let's in last episode we break down how we are going to connect my agent to my server. The first was what my client will ask. Okay, what are the tools do you have? That tool discovery. So first, how to do the tool discovery? So this is the line. This is simple one line. MCP dot list tools. This will return what are the tools are available on my MCP server. Very simple. Just one line. And let's just for sort of our intuition or more understanding, we will just print it each tool with their tool name and description. We have just added one tool, so it will show only one single tool. Say hello and description say hello to someone and nothing. Now the second part, okay. Now my simple just 6 line, I am able to create my first MCP server, real MCP server running into your machine. How we can run it by terminal because you are not going to use Jupyter Notebook into your production. So let's just create it. So if I just run my Python 01, the single, or let's first see the code. So that's 01. So this is the simple code. These are the comments. Then just ignore it. This is the code. First importing, starting, and then adding this tool. And this is the mcp.run. Will start the server. How it will start the server? Let's run Python 01. 01 and hello MCP. So MCP server is starting. Hello MCP server is running now. Now let's understand something, because this is very basic. How we can utilize this server now? How we are going to call this server? How I'm going to use the tools available on my server? So by this thing, we will import the client that will help me to connect like my message passing and how I'm going to choose these tools. So this is sort of a now come to this part. By this client, we will create a client of my MCP that I'm going to use. First, I will ask what the tools do you have, and I will print the tools. And now I will pass this input Nitin Kane and how tool will react. So I am expecting it will say what I define here. It will say hello with my name and welcome to MCP. That is the expectation. And if I run it, so simple. Let's go to the terminal. And so let's see useful server. So now you see in my code, first I am importing and creating this research assistant server. I have defined couple of tools that we were using in our previous episode. One is the get weather with this fake data, and other is get capital, the same known function we are using in the workflow. The calculate the different function is just run for mathematical expressions, and this is the some customized function that will return the number of words in my string. And now, if I run and pass it, so if I create this server, let's say Python 02. Now my server is running. It's not doing anything. Now the important, okay, some useful server is running now. How I am going to use it? This is the line. This is the sort of a see how I am going to use this client. So now my server is created. But let's see, I first get a tool list and then run this input. So if I just do it, it's saying, say hello to Nitin, because I'm using my this agent, say hello. But now if I'm going to use my the server, useful server that I have created with the 4 tools, if I run these sort of command like get the weather with city Delhi, get capital with city country India, calculate this mathematical expression, and this is a text, give me the word count. How it will react? So now if I run these 4 queries to my this client, so this in backend, this will run first my this Python file that will create the server that I was running it. And now I see this is the output I got. So temperature, capital New Delhi, and expression value, and my word count. Now very simple. And if I can run it into my terminal, let's see. So how I'm going to start this thing, the server in my code, and run this thing. So this is the third code. First, it will initialize my research assistant server that I was explained with 4 tools. And now I first ask, what are the tools do you have? It returned the 4 tools. And now I fire the query, like give me the temperature, give me this mathematical expression. Very simple, easy. Now, can we do more than this simple basic things? So for this demo purpose, this is the SQLite DB that we are going to create by using SQLite 3. You can just install SQLite 3. This is the uh, sort of a database that we can create it locally. You can learn about this SQLite into internet. Very easy, very simple one. And this is the command to create DB. We are going to create the DBs and running this executing these 4 commands. This is the DB that is very easy to integrate in my Python. So this is the table that is creating, and this is the 4 command I am first running it. So now I have created sort of a database that has a certain task and their priority and what is the status. Now, how can I connect my tool agent or the code to run something on DB? So first, to running something on DB, I need to what I am going to run on my DB. So that's the function, that's the tool. So I first define this tool, list out all the tasks. So it will simply run select asterisk from the task where task status is from if I am passing some status, and maybe something by descending order on creating date if I'm not passing some parameter, some status on it. Other is, can I add the task? So this is the insert into my task list with title, priority, and values. And update task status. If something task is already created, can I update my status? So this is the SQL query is running in this tool, and this is the other SQL query I'm running for such task. So now I have created my DB and my MCP server, this DB server that I am creating here, this one, task database, and I have defined my 4 tools to that certain task on the DB. Now, how I am going to use these tasks? So simple, I create the client, and first I will explore what are the tools available, and I am going to run this one. So client dot call tool is the tool list. Tools is getting all the list of the tool, and call tool is how I am going to call the tool with the tool name and the input value. So here I am not passing any status, so it will return all the tools with descending order. And if I will print the output. Second is I have this tool that I'm calling the add task. So I need to pass the title and my priority. It will add. Same with the again 2 more tools. So that's how I am going to run my all the tools with some certain sample input. If I run it, I got my output. It added something. So here's the all tools. Here's the output. And by this thing, you understand on my actual DB, how I'm going to running my MCP server connecting to DB and running through calling by this manually, the function. So now major thing is I am calling this tool by myself. I am calling, hey, I want to call this function, I want to call this function. So, but very interestingly, every tool is a simple Python function now. So no sort of a validation, talk string become very description of my tool, fast MCP generate everything else. That is exactly why MCP adoption is exploding. You are not writing MCP server. You are writing simply Python functions. Fast MCP writes the MCP server for you. That's the simple importing MCP equal to fast MCP or the server name. It simply create that thing. That's the MCP. That's the magic. Not so much hype. Just simple discovery, what are the tools they have, execution of tools, and the result. This should sort of a very familiar to you because in previous episode we have explored about the function call, agent loop, MCP protocol, and today we have built the MCP server. They are all part of the same ecosystem. And function calling, when we explore the function calling, so function calling taught the model how to use the tool. MCP, and then we explored the agent loop. Agent loop taught the model how to use multiple tools. And now MCP teaching the model how to discover the tools. That's the progression. And now we are, you must be wondering, okay, my server is there, but I am calling intentionally by my tools, not in my agent. So if you have observed, I am not calling OpenAI in my today's code. And there was no responses API running into the system. So there is very natural question comes into my mind. Okay, so right now our server is running. We are calling intensely. How we are going to call by my actual agent that we will built by OpenAI Responses API and all? How we are going to connect both of them? How does my actually GPT call or any my LLM call or my agent will discover this server and use these tools? And that exactly we will learn in next episode. Hopefully you have learned something from this one. A sort of an inside of MCP server. How does it work? And if you are learning by this episode, try to write the code along with me when you are exploring the video. And if you're learning something, loving the series, just like and subscribe to the channel. And we will explore more into future episodes. So see you in the next episode.